Okay, back at it again. Doing Best Actor now for the 2022 Oscars, which is a pretty stupid idea, I guess. Doing it this early, but that's also what makes it fun. You guys know the whole deal. So, unlike last time in my last video with Best Picture, where I did tier 1 and 2, because I didn't feel like ranking them, I did rank these. Please don't take it seriously. There's no real difference between number 9 and 10, especially right now. But, I guess it's true. It is more fun if you rank it. Whatever. So let's just get right into it with number 1. Denzel Washington, The Tragedy of Macbeth. This, I don't even know if it feels like a winning performance. Obviously, we don't know. He's playing Lord Macbeth in Joel Coen's movie with Frances McDormand, black and white. You guys know it. It feels the most secure for a nomination. Therefore, it is number 1. It's Denzel Washington, fucking legend. He gets in for stuff that seems lesser than this, right? What was that one he got nominated for? Like Roman J. Israel Esquire, something like that. Yeah, it's Denzel Washington. I don't really know what else to say about this. It already feels like a lock. Barring something crazy happening, like the movie's just, I don't even know. It's hard for me to even comprehend something like that happening where he's not nominated, but he's number 1. It feels kind of like a duh choice. 2, Bradley Cooper, Nightmare Alley. Bradley Cooper, who should already be an Oscar winner for A Star Is Born. Yeah, I said I'll fucking say it again. Should be an Oscar winner for A Star Is Born. And I'm not just saying that now. I said that back then. Anyways, he's playing the lead role in Nightmare Alley, Guillermo del Toro's movie, which is another big contender, like everywhere. So why wouldn't this be in? Now, I still don't know a lot about Nightmare Alley. I did not read the book, nor am I planning to. I want the movie to be the first thing. Sorry. I can't read books, man. I can't read books. But like I said, he's the lead role. It's like a noir type of movie. I know the plot, but in terms of the style, I feel like it's very noir like that. You look at the set photos, that's exactly what it looks like. So I feel like he's going to have a lot to do. And once again, not to be boring, but it also kind of feels like just a checkmark choice. Maybe it's not. This one very well could be, at least for actor. But I don't know. It's Bradley Cooper. It's Guillermo del Toro. The pieces just make sense together. So he's in there. I don't want to ramble. 3, Will Smith, King Richard. I will say I am not as high on this as most people from what I'm seeing right now. And I'm not even talking about the performance necessarily. I'm just talking about King Richard in general. One, just a gut feeling. A little bit of a sports biopic movie. Don't know exactly how well those work. It's interesting that we're focusing on Venus and Serena Williams' dad and not them themselves, but that's a whole nother thing. The director of this did Joe Bell, or it used to be called Good Joe Bell with Mark Wahlberg, which did not get good reviews at TIFF. It has not come out yet, so I know they're re-editing and reworking that one. That also is a bit of a red flag, but let's face it, it's Will Smith in one of these type of roles, and whenever he's in one of these roles where seemingly there's Oscar buzz already, he usually gets in. Like, he played Muhammad Ali. He was in Pursuit of Happiness. Man, he got in. So even if the movie is blah, which I feel like it very well could be, he's probably still going to be excellent. He's Will Smith. He's great. And it's been a while since he's been nominated. It kind of makes sense for him to be here. But I would not be surprised if this movie is not what we expect. 4, Christian Bale, Canterbury Glass, David O. Russell's new movie, which is still technically untitled, but listen, I really don't know a lot about this movie. No one really does. We don't even know if he's the lead at all. So that's another thing about it. But it's there because it's Christian Bale and it's David O. Russell. And it just happens. David O. Russell movies get acting nominations. They just do. And if Christian Bale is in it, which he's worked together with before, he just gets in. So it once again, kind of like a pencil it in type of nomination right now. He might not be the lead. It might be John David Washington. Once again, we don't know. But for now, I'm going with Christian Bale, Canterbury Glass. I don't really know what else to say. 5, Jason Isaacs' Mask. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, because I know you guys saying, oh my gosh, you're just saying that because you love Masks. Okay, yeah, it's true. I do love Masks. But let me say a few things here first, motherfucker. 1, I've seen this movie, okay? I know what this movie is, and I know what kind of performance it is. So right now, it just feels better to put a performance that I know is good, and I know the movie is good. So, once again, and I should say this should be the whole theme of these predictions right now. A lot of these movies are just not going to be as great. And you look at the acting performances. 1, the role might not be as big as we thought. 2, they might be placed in a different category. right? It can happen. It can happen. We don't know. Some of these movies can flop. The performances might not be as good or not as big of a role. Category placement shifting. They could all happen. That's another reason. Another reason is Bleecker Street is a distributor of Mass. Say what you want about them with the Oscar nominations, which the only 2 they've gotten is for Best Actor, just saying. But they get in at SAG. Captain Fantastic got Best Ensemble and Best Actor. Trumbo got Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Ensemble. Okay? And those are the 2 movies that they eventually got in for the Oscar nominations there. So they do well at SAG. They make sure to put their shit out there for SAG. And in a year where the Globes are gone and everything's kind of shifting and changing, Critics' Choice, the BAFTAs, and SAG take on more importance. How much more importance? I don't know, but they take on more importance. And I said this in my last video, Mass, I really even had a hard time predicting it as Best Picture before it was bought, or even if it had a great distributor behind it. This was always going to be most likely an acting and screenplay play. That's the best play for this movie. I hope it gets picture. I hope it gets a lot of love because I think it's deserving, but this is always its strongest spot, and Jason Isaacs is in there. So he's number 5 right now. Let me have this one. I'm willing it into fucking existence. Okay, back off. 6, Michael Fassbender, Next Goal Wins. This is another one of those things where if I put Next Goal Wins in tier 1 for Best Picture, which I did, I kind of have to put him high up. And I think it's certainly possible. I don't know how comedic a role this is going to be because I've heard things from Elizabeth Moss saying how funny he is and improv and stuff like that, which is great, obviously. Just, if it's a lot of comedy, like super over the top, I don't know how that'll play, but it's Michael Fassbender. It's Michael Fassbender, and it's Taika Waititi's movie. So it feels good. It feels good. 7, Adam Driver, House of Gucci. So I'm not sure how great I feel about this one. At least for House of Gucci, it feels like Adam Driver's most prominent movie and probably the easiest for him to get nominated in. And I'll talk about Annette and stuff later. I don't even know if it's going to be a lead performance, but assuming it is, which right now I'm going to assume it is, even if it's not the wow performance that maybe people are expecting, Adam Driver is in 3 movies this year. And I'm sure he's going to do like some campaigning, and just being in other movies just kind of boosts you up, right? You saw it for Sacha Baron Cohen. Chicago 7, Borat 2. I really think Borat helped him. So this is kind of one of those deals. Plus, it's Adam Driver. I mean, he could legitimately be the lead in this movie, and it could be legitimately amazing, which I would not be surprised because it's fucking Adam Driver. So that one also feels kind of good. So we'll go with Adam Driver for now. 8, Michael B. Jordan, A Journal for Jordan. I almost put this at number 6. Directed by Denzel Washington, and say what you want about him as a director, he gets good performances out of his actors. Probably because he is an actor himself, who in the director's chair probably knows what helps him or whatever, just knows how to work with it. It just feels like one of those movies that the acting is going to be its strongest push. So Michael B. Jordan kind of makes sense, and it also feels like somewhat of a right time to acknowledge him in the Oscar part. I remember vaguely there was some talk about him as supporting actor for Black Panther. I'm just not even going to speak on that. This one feels right. This one feels right. So he's there for now. This one, I don't know what it could be. It could be like Just Mercy, where it just kind of comes and goes. Or I don't know. Could be a lot bigger. We'll see. 9, Benedict Cumberbatch, The Power of the Dog. This one, I'll admit, I am kind of just putting on here because I put The Power of the Dog at tier 1 for Best Picture. If I believe that, I feel like it has to get in somewhere. It feels like an actory type of movie. So Benedict Cumberbatch kind of just gets in by default. He was nominated for The Imitation Game. He kind of needs another one. He's great. I said this in one of my Letterboxd reviews because I just watched The Courier. He kind of plays the same role in every movie, almost. But, I mean, he's just fucking good at it. He's a great actor. That's it. 10, Joaquin Phoenix, Come On, Come On. This might feel low to some people. I'm kind of, quote, punishing or putting it lower for movies that I just hear nothing about. I hear nothing about this movie. I've heard stuff about Next Goal Wins, House of Gucci, The Power of the Dog, even like stuff like Journal for Jordan. I have not heard like a peep about Come On, Come On. I don't really know. Yeah, it's Joaquin Phoenix, and I think he will be great. This is really just like instinctual feeling. I'm not sure how big this will be. I don't know. he just came off a win, which I know some people have a hard time kind of just throwing back in there, depending on the people for Oscar nominations. If you just got off a win, which I know doesn't apply everywhere, it might not apply for Joaquin Phoenix because he's so beloved, especially by his peers. I don't know. This could be a situation like Her, where, I mean, I thought that was a great performance and he just doesn't get in. I don't know. It's just one of those things, but it's Joaquin Phoenix. He's at number 10. 11, Mahershala Ali, Swan Song. This is going to be interesting. I'm so interested to see this one. He clones himself because he's dying of cancer. He's a husband, so he clones himself. I mean, he's going to be playing like two roles. I would assume so, something like that. I have a hard time judging this movie because on one hand, it feels almost a little too sci-fi-y for the Academy, but it's also Mahershala Ali, who's won twice supporting actor, never been nominated for a lead role, even though you could argue Green Book was kind of a lead performance. It could be amazing. I mean, Mahershala Ali, I'll watch anything he's in. I'm going to watch it. Okay, he's great. Let's move on. Oscar Isaac, The Card Counter. This also feels a little high, maybe a little high. I love Oscar Isaac. Okay, I love Oscar Isaac. I think he's amazing. I love him in Inside Llewyn Davis, which is a fucking banger of a movie. God damn it. And he's working with Paul Schrader, who his last movie, First Reformed, almost got Ethan Hawke an Oscar nomination. I know a lot of people were very upset that he was not. Ethan Hawke was kind of dominating the critics groups for a bit there. Could be it. It has a September release date. I don't want to talk too much about my thoughts on release date and Oscars. I guess it's a little early for the Oscar play. I guess Oscar movies release is best from October to December. Whatever. I don't care. I think this could be it. And I'm also super anticipating this movie, so maybe that's affecting me a little bit. But Oscar Isaac, doesn't it feel like it's time for a nomination? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? 13, Leonardo DiCaprio, Don't Look Up. Also feels somewhat low, but I don't know. This feels, it's an Adam McKay movie, so, his last ones, Vice, The Big Short, you can kind of see why some people would have this a little bit higher up. I don't know how much of a comedy this movie is going to be. I know his movies are always very funny, but I just don't know. There's a lot of things that are kind of a red flag, but as I addressed in my Best Picture predictions, I'm kind of ignoring it, choosing to ignore it. But I don't know how big of a role he'll be or what kind of, quote, Oscar moments he'll have in this movie. So that's why he's kind of lower down. But, I mean, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, I don't fucking know anything. 14, Brendan Fraser in The Whale. Very interested to see about this one. I got to say, for movies that I just have a feeling that are just weird, I immediately put them lower for the Academy. Being weird is not a good thing for the Academy for the most part. And I feel like this could be it. It's Darren Aronofsky. Now, it could be something like The Wrestler. But, I mean, considering Brendan Fraser supposedly is going to be a 600-pound man, I don't know. And I don't want to put this out there, but I'm going to be very interested to see the reception to The Whale. I'm not even talking about from, like, us, like, in the shit. I'm talking about general moviegoers. I am afraid that there's going to be some backlash to the movie. I'm not even going to expand on that, but hopefully not. Either way, it's very good to see Brendan Fraser back. I assume it's going to be a great performance. I like Darren Aronofsky a lot. I mean, Black Swan. Fuck yeah. But yeah, Brendan Fraser. I assume it's going to be great. 15, Adam Driver and Annette. Kind of going off of The Whale once again. I cannot see Annette being a major Oscar player. I feel like it's just going to be too weird. But I don't know. It's still going to be like one of the better performances of the year. I'm assuming. So in a way, just right now in May, I kind of have to put him on here high up. And, I watched the Oscar Experts video, and I think Brother Bro said that he could probably win Best Actor at Cannes. Very possible. Once again, I don't really believe in Annette as an Oscar player. Hopefully I'm wrong. But yeah, that could happen. He's up there. 16, Cooper Hoffman, Soggy Bottom. Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. He is the lead role in a PTA movie. That's it. I've never seen him act before. I don't even know if this is his first movie. I didn't look it up. He's the lead role in a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. That's why he's here. Let's move. 17, Mohsen Tanabande. I don't know if I'm saying that. You guys know I hate mispronouncing names. The Asghar Farhadi movie, From a Hero. He gets great performances out of it. And if we feel it feels like something is bubbling up with The Hero, that it could be one of those movies that breaks past the international barrier and goes into the other categories at the Oscars. If that's the case, he gets great performances out of his actors. And I think he's the lead, I believe. So That's why he's there. 18, Joel Edgerton, The Brutalist. I typed in The Brutalist on Google and I saw World War II and I just kind of penciled it in. I said, yep, that's fine. And I think it's spanning a couple decades. I really don't know how big of a movie this is going to be, but it's enough to capture my attention. So that is why Joel Edgerton is here. He's also a great actor. So there you go. 19, Peter Dinklage and Cyrano. I think that's how you say it. I don't know if that's how you say it. Joe Wright is directing it off of his critically acclaimed The Woman in the Window. I don't really know. That's not to disrespect Joe Wright. Okay, Joe Wright has made a lot of great movies. I just don't know. Apparently the reviews for this play isn't even like that great as a play overall. I think Peter Dinklage got some good reviews, but I don't really know. I have a hard time seeing it if I'm being real. But I have seen a lot of people kind of put him on their lists. So it's peer pressure. I'm a fucking coward. 20, Ben Platt, Dear Evan Hansen. So as I'm recording this, the trailer just dropped today, and it is hilarious to see people react to it because Ben Platt is playing his role that he won a Tony for, which is big. But he looks pretty old in it, and he's playing a high schooler. So the memes have been pretty good, gotta say. Have been pretty good. But, I mean, once again, these ones that I'm talking about now are kind of this here. He won a Tony. He won a Tony for it, so I kind of have to put it here. I don't see it at all, but he won a Tony. Let's just move on. 21, Andrew Garfield. I guess 21 and 22. In The Eyes of Tammy Faye and Tick, Tick, Boom. So The Eyes of Tammy Faye with Jessica Chastain. He's playing Jim Baker. And I think it's going to be a little crazy, so that's why I'm not really taking it too seriously. But I've seen some people tell me to take it more seriously. I don't know. I don't know about that movie at all. Like, at all. I have no gauge on it right now. And Tick, Tick, Boom, I mean, Lin-Manuel Miranda is directing it. I don't really know. There's so many fucking musicals out. Yeah. It's Andrew Garfield, though. That'd be cool. He should have been nominated for Social Network, so I don't fucking know. And then, I'm going to stop it there. I don't want to keep going. So if you guys are like, oh, what about this? What about him? I'm just doing a couple, please don't take these too seriously. I think some people, when they're predicting stuff, almost say it so matter of fact. I'm a fucking nobody. Like, no one knows shit. So please don't take this too seriously, or get too upset about it. Even though if y'all do my man Jason Isaacs dirty, then I'll be upset. But just it's fine. So yeah, I guess that'll be it for the Best Actor predictions for 2022. So thank you guys for watching. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.